Alrighty guys, here we are. I'm going to take a look at this one. What I'm thinking is very similar to the Epoch 4. I was able to get this with Epoch 4, but I'm going to take a very similar approach. One thing that's good about this is I'm going to be able to move far. I'm not going to have to worry about how low do I go. So with that being said, I can get just a little bit more aggressive on my play. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 1-ish per ring. So 11-ish wind, 11 rings. So I'm trying to land over here and then curl it back. The only other thing that you'll see is I'm trying to basically keep off some of the top spin, because there is a fear that you're going to run it out too far, especially with these upper apocalypses. So it looks like I got the checkup bounce anyway, so it's not like running towards the end of the fairway. But it could if, it was just a little bit different run out. But there you can see we got it up into the fairway. Very good chance. The closer you get it, the easier this shot is. So that's why I'll try to play it a little bit more aggressive, as opposed to playing it alternatively like you saw my opponent do, which is just like more of a top spin kingmaker approach. I find it easier if you get up to the min club, even if you have to go berserker. It's an easier shot than mid club with a kingmaker sidewind. So that's why you'll see me pushing the bounds a little bit more. And, as I mentioned, it's going to be a safer shot with that, Epoch 5, Epoch 6, Epoch 7, because you're going to be able to carry it farther and you don't have to worry about how much am I moving it off that cliff and putting it at lower ground, because the lower the ground, the shorter the first bounce is going to land at. So it looks like I got in between clubs here. So this is typically the time where I'll go for a dunk. I almost never try to go endbringer. Very tough. I would typically try to go dunk here, which is what I'm going to do. I would have been able to still do a thorn backspin shot if I had a thorn backspin. But I like the dunk kind of equally as much. So this is something that typically at max club or at min club is maybe about, 5-ish rings. So I'm just thinking, in this situation, maybe in the neighborhood of 6, since I'm, a little bit more. And then we'll just use this as kind of a base. So if I'm off, which I am, it's going to be closer to 5 rings. I know that for next time. So I went 6 rings. It looks like it was almost exactly 5. So even with the Hornet, it really doesn't matter because I don't have to worry about the spin rolling through too much. The only reason I'll typically use Thorn is because of backspin. But you'll see there's no real threat behind me. And with the tailwind situation, I'm just going to have just a little bit longer putt. But it is going to be a good dunk opportunity, especially if you have the Thorn. However, we can still do it with the Hornet. And as you can see, we're still plenty within range if we set up our spin right. So we can still use the Hornet for that dunk if we do get up there too close. And we'll just use something much closer. I went 6 rings there, much closer to 5 on future, or 2.2. We use pretty close to the 2.2 per on, if I'm in a similar situation. That's what I'll use in the future on future attempts. And then we'll just get more and more refined and hopefully be able to make the dunk that way. So, but I was able to get it with the other guide, so do check that one out as well. It's 2 different alternative approaches to go. I think both are equally as likely to be holed out. So, being able to have both shots at your disposal is definitely the best in the event that you get one distance or the other. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on the next one.